Professional 3D map animation like what you're seeing right here can be easily done in DaVinci Resolve. So in today's tutorial, let's go ahead and explore together how to do this. Alright, so we're staying on the Fusion page and we're just gonna go ahead and bring our asset. And then I will do here is to bring the bitmap node, but I will make sure that the bitmap node is connected after our asset. And then let's go ahead and change the channel here from alpha to luminance. And then we're gonna go ahead and adjust the high-low slider here, mostly for the high threshold and just to bump up the low ever so slightly. So the idea here is that we are going to kind of mask out all the countries. So now we have that, and then we're ready to bring our polygon masking node to crop out individual countries. Now let's go ahead and bring the polygon masking node, and then we're going to connect it to the bitmap node. And then we're just going to go ahead and create a mask around the country that you are going to create this effect for. So in my example here, the first one is going to be US. So I'm just going to speed through this part, but just remember that in the end, you want to close the loop. But it's not quite working out at this point. So what we need to do is to come to the bitmap node here, change the paint mode to multiply. So now you will see the individual countries showing up. And the reason we're doing all of this is so that we can bring a background node, and then we're going to plug it right after the bitmap node here. And then we can now change this to whatever color that we want for the country that we are creating this for. So now let's just go ahead and copy the mask and the background and then paste them. We're not going to replicate it for another country. So to do that, I'm just going to come to this new polygon node here. Just simply copy all these points and then just drag them down under for Australia. Now for Australia, I'm going to actually remove a bunch of points first, and then to add new points, simply just click on the mask to add whatever point that you need. Since it's simpler, so I'm mostly going to just remove points. And then once this is done, to put all this together, let's just go ahead and bring a multi-merge node here, and then we're going to connect our asset to it first as a background, and then connect the other two to it as a foreground. So now, thanks to the multi-node selector feature in DaVinci Resolve 20, we can select both backgrounds at the same time and then change the color. So now, as you can see, our individual countries are showing up on the map. And I'm also going to select both the polygon nodes here and then just bring the level setting all the way down to 0. And we will, however, use them later on for animation. Alright, so now let's just get ready to bring this whole thing into 3D space. So after the multi-merge node, let's go ahead and bring an image plane 3D node, a merge 3D, as well as a render 3D node. And while we're at it, I'm also going to just split the preview screen into two, and then just put the merge 3D node here onto the left, and then the render output on the right. Let's also go ahead and bring a camera 3D node here, and then just pull the camera back a little bit further from our map here, just so that we can see the whole thing. I'm just gonna leave it like this for now. We will, however, come back and make some adjustments later. Alright, now let's go ahead and bring another merge node right after image plane 3D. This is where we are going to bring our arch. So let's bring an S polygon and also an S render node. Now, because these are shape nodes, we need to bring an image plane 3D node to connect them to it so that we can bring this into our 3D space. Now, I'm just going to put this on the left-hand screen here. And let's go ahead and just draw an arch on the screen. And then once we are done, we're going to just change to modify only, select all these points, and then change them to smooth. And then we're going to also bring up the border width a little bit, so you can actually kind of see on the right hand side the arch right now, but it doesn't look that great. But don't worry, we're going to fix this. And then we're also going to just come down here and then remove the polyline. And I'm also going to just select the bottom point here and then start to straighten it out a little bit. So this was just to kind of make the drop a little bit steeper. This is just creates a better look for the arch, in my opinion, but you don't necessarily have to do this. Now, if we look at the 3D space, you can see that both the arch and the map are overlapping. That is actually why this map is not showing up that well. So let's come to the image plane 3D node here. Let's go to transform, and then we're going to come to the X setting under rotation just to start to bring that up. So now, as you can see that, we can see it much better. The reason is because it's now at an angle. So we're just going to put this pretty much on an angle. So for me, around 60 is good enough. And now what we're going to do is to start to kind of move this arch to where the countries are. So let's just use the Z setting under rotation and the X and Y setting under translation. The translation is going to help us move the map around. And so now you can see both ends of the arch are kind of landing in US and Australia. All right, so now let's move on to our ripple effect. And to do that, we are going to bring in S ellipse and also S render. Now let's also go ahead and bring in image plane 3D, connect them all together so that we can use them in the 3D space. Now let's come over to the S ellipse node here, uncheck solid, and then start to just bring up the border width. I'm actually going to put this on the left hand screen so that you guys can see better. Now, one thing though is that you notice just like before, it's not showing up that well. So to fix that, let's come to the image plane 3D node, and then let's go to transform, start to just bring up the Z setting under translation just a little bit, just a touch. Now, as you can see, it's looking awesome. All right, so now let's just bring down the scale setting here. This will decrease the size, and then use the translation setting to move this to kind of the center of the arch there at the end. And then we are going to just go ahead and set up a keyframe for the scale setting here. And then we are going to just move over 2 seconds, and then we're going to set another keyframe. And then we're gonna go back to the first one here just to bring it all the way down to 0. So now you see that this is going to have that circle going up in size. And then we're gonna go back to S ellipse, and then we're gonna set a keyframe for border width, and then move over 2 seconds again. And then we're gonna set another keyframe here. And now we're just going to bring the border width all the way down to 0. So now you're gonna see that the idea is that the circle is gonna go up in size, and then the border width is gonna go down in size. So this is going to give us that ripple look. But I don't actually like the border width. I want it to be a little bit more pronounced. So you can see that I'm just gonna keep adjusting the border width here at the beginning to bring it up and then to make it look a little bit nicer. And now to make all of this repeat for the rest of this video, we're going to bring up the spline editor. Let's go ahead and select the border width setting here. Let's make sure that we select both keyframes, and then simply just right click in the menu, go to set loop, and then select the loop. So now as you can see, this is going to just keep repeating for the rest of this video. And then we're gonna do the same for the other one as well. So let's make sure that we select the image plane 3D node, and then let's just select the X scale setting here. And then let's once again select both keyframes, and then right click, let's go select the loop. So now as you can see that this effect is just going to repeat throughout this entire video. And one other thing we're going to do here is to create actually a duplicate. So after the image plane 3D node here, we are going to bring a duplicate 3D and then change the time offset setting here to -24, which is going to be 1 second. So now you're going to see this constant ripple throughout this entire clip, and it's going to look very, very good for this effect. All right, now one other thing we're going to do here is to go back to the S polygon node here. So let's go ahead and animate our arch. So we're going to set a keyframe for the length setting, and then bring it all the way, and then just bring it down so that we no longer see it on the map. And then let's move over about, I would say 4 seconds or so, and then just start to bring this up. And it doesn't have to be 1. The reason is just because, let me show you here in the 3D space, we actually have more space. We can afford to have more in the back here. So this is why it doesn't have to be exact 0 or 1 for this length setting. And now we have the arch animation as well as the ripple, and the only thing that's missing is the map. So let's come over to the first polygon node here. Let's keyframe the level setting, and then we're going to move over about 1 second, and then just bring the level up to 1. So now we have the map as well as the ripple and arch. All right, so now let's come over to the second polygon node here. So we're gonna do another map animation, but this one, I'm gonna time it so that it's gonna happen around the time when the other end of this arch lands on Australia. So now as you can see that this is where I think the map animation is going to be fitting to happen. So this looks pretty good. And then we're also going to just add another ripple for the other side here. So let's bring a duplicate 3D right after the other duplicate 3D here. And then we're going to change the time offset here to around, I would say -70. That is when I think the other end of the arch lands on Australia. So let's just do that. And then we're going to use the translation setting here to move this duplicate to kind of the center of the other side of the arch. And now you're going to see that we have the ripple, map, and also the arch for both countries. But I think the time offset is a little bit late. So I'm actually going to change it to maybe around, I would say -60. I think that's going to be much better. So now if I have a look, I think the timing is much better with this one. So they're pretty well synced up at this point. All right, so now the next thing we're gonna do here is to bring a transform 3D right after the merge 3D. So we are now going to just put this whole thing on an angle by changing the X setting on the rotation. As you can see, this just makes it look so 3D, right? And then the next thing we're gonna do here is to just adjust the camera movement. So to do that, I'm gonna come over to the transform tab, and then we are going to select use target, and then we are going to use that pick option there to place our target kind of on the screen. So I'm going to kind of land it to kind of middle of that map right there. So this essentially just establishes an anchor for the camera, so that when we start to, let's say, move the camera left and right, you're going to see that this will just kind of revolve around the map. This is just a very quick, easy way to create some camera movement without putting in too much effort. So now let's go ahead and set a keyframe for X and Z setting under translation. Push the camera in, move it a little bit over to the left. Then let's move over about 4 seconds or so, and then we're going to just push this camera to the right hand side, and then just push this out a little bit as well, move it a little bit further. So this is pretty much it for our camera movement. And then to wrap it up, we are going to bring up the spline editor and then select all the keyframes for these two settings, and then hit S. This will add a nice ease in, ease out for the camera movement. All right, so now to put a bow on this entire thing, we're just going to bring a background node. We are going to just fill the rest of the space with the black color. So then that's pretty much it. So now if we have a look at this whole effect, you guys, this is very much kind of like the map animation that you saw in the intro. It's something that you can easily accomplish in Fusion, and it looks professional, looks clean, looks elegant. It's just a fantastic effect that you can create for free for your client or for yourself. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, you guys, and as always, I will see you next time.